Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to share my thoughts on the new Nova Open reveals from Games Workshop. So, I apologize if I'm a little late with this video, but I thought I'd share my opinion. And I was really impressed with a lot of the reveals. I thought about making a predictions video, but I just didn't quite have time. And I wasn't expecting very much, honestly. I thought they'd show like one new unit or model for every system, but they really showed off a lot. And of course, the main flagship thing they showed was, of course, Space Marines, because that's their kind of flagship product. And I was really impressed with what they showed. I will share my thoughts. Okay, so here we see the new multi-part kit for the new Terminators. I think these look really great, just like I thought the kind of easy to build versions looked great. These also look great, so I don't know if I have anything new to say. I think these new, like the Cyclone missile launcher, these look amazing. These look great. The new proportions look great. It's good to see them with all the options. I really like how they seem to be moving back to multi-part kits with lots of options for your characters. Like he can take a Stormbolter or a Storm Shield, and it's a different Crozius. This captain looks really good. I'm really kind of impressed that they'd make like a individual multi-part kits for all these characters that were introduced in the starter bundle. I feel like recently they just they want to introduce units in a bundle, and then that's it. You don't get like a multi-part kit for it. But yeah, they seem to be really going all out on these characters, so it's impressive. All right, so next are the jump assault intercessors. I knew this was going to happen because they got rid of the old assault marines. So yeah, I mean, I think these look really nice, but they're basically just the assault intercessors with new jump packs. And yeah, these look good. I think I did really like the old design of the jump pack. It's a bit, I don't know, simpler. I kind of liked how these vents protruded a little bit forward a bit more, but I can see why they changed it because they all have these kind of extruded edges on their shoulder pads, and if they had the old designs, I don't think they could have any kind of mobility, and they probably would get a lot in the way of kind of more dynamic poses. So I can see why they changed it, and I think it still very much fits the design language, and it looks good. I know the older units, they had these little harnesses. I think this is a really nice touch or flourish, and it really does make them feel like they're strapped into something very powerful, whereas there's no real indication of how the jump pack is positioned on their armor. So but I can see why they didn't include it, because they all have this collar, so it would be a lot harder to include a harness with the collar. But I think they could have found a way if they really wanted to, and I think it could have looked a bit better if it had that harness. But also I wanted to comment on just on Primaris feet. They have huge feet. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but if you look at their feet in proportion to their head, they have their heads are kind of normal size, their hands are very normally proportioned, but their feet are huge. Like every Primaris Space Marine has huge feet. And if you look at this kind of diagram of like a anatomy for a human man proportions, you'll notice that the length of the foot is generally going to be equal to the height of a head. So this length will be equal to the height of the head. Whereas if you look at the Primaris Marines, sometimes I feel like their feet are like twice that. So I don't know why they have such huge feet. I feel like, I mean, it could work. Maybe they have like a normally proportioned human foot inside a huge armored mechanical foot device. I mean, I guess that could work. And I feel like they probably did that because it just works a bit better with the size and the shape of the greaves, and just the way that the legs kind of fan out towards the end. And that's just kind of an iconic shape of the Space Marine design ever since the beginning. So I feel like if they put like a normally proportioned foot in the way that the hands are normally proportioned. With the greaves, it might look kind of awkward, and maybe the greaves would kind of touch the ground, or they wouldn't be able to get like a believable movement out of them. So that's just my comment. Yeah, these look really good. Glad to see they have some like nice little add-ons or fix-ins, and they look good. All right, moving along. All right, new scouts. I think these look really good, and I think my favorite addition is the new scout shotgun. It actually looks like a shotgun this time, and he's actually holding it like you'd hold a shotgun, not like in the past where he's kind of awkwardly holding it in the cocked position, or I don't know if that's like the normal position and he kind of pumps it forward to eject a shell, or I don't know. Either way, I think it doesn't look good, but the newer version looks a lot better. So, I feel like it's kind of comparable to kind of I think this is like called a Moss shotgun, but yeah, feels very believable. It's very satisfying to see just him holding it in like a believable, plausible position. And they feel a bit taller, which I think is good since Primaris are taller. And yeah, I don't know if these are supposed to be scouts for regular Firstborn Marines, or if they're going to become Primaris, or I don't know if the lore said that the Primaris were made like 10,000 years ago, but I don't know. It looks like they're on 25 millimeter bases just because their bases just look shorter. I know the one thing that GW did that kind of annoyed me was with the 32 millimeter bases that all the bigger models are on, the base is actually taller than the older 25 millimeter base. Not just wider, but it's actually taller. And I find that to be pretty annoying, because I feel like I'm pretty sure the 25 millimeter bases and the 40 millimeter bases were the same height, and then they introduced the 32 millimeter, and then that's taller and so models displayed together don't really rank up as the same height on the base, or the 32 millimeters are taller for whatever reason, but whatever. And given how much of the base they take up, I'm presuming these are on a 25 millimeter base, because the 32 millimeter base has quite a bit of a diameter. So I'm pretty sure if this was a 32, there would be a lot more space, seeing as Primaris sometimes don't even fill up a 32 millimeter base. But yeah, these look really good. Moving on. All right, new Gorgers. So what is this for? Warcry? Yeah, I guess I don't really follow or know anything about Warcry, but all I know is that these, I think these are really nice Gorger models, and these would be great on some square bases for the old world, in my opinion. If you look at the old Gorger, this is the only Gorger they made. They made like an alternate head for it, but this is all pewter, or it was pewter, and pretty annoying to put together. I mean, you'd have to pin it, probably use green stuff for the gaps, and you only get one pose. You have to pin everything that's metal, that's multi-part. But with this, you have some really nice dynamic poses, and much different poses with different weapons and options. Yeah, I think this would look great on a square base, and yeah, that's just my 2 thoughts on that. All right, for the old world. I wasn't expecting much, just because I feel like that's just a pattern of what they've been showing off recently. It's just one unit or one little sneak peek. They're just really kind of basing it out very scarcely here, but at least they're showing something. Yeah, I think this model looks really good. It's forge roll resin. I think it's really impressive. It's really dynamic. It's a nice pose. It's very subtle. It's nice to see something that's not like brutal and covered in skulls and something. So I think it provides a nice contrast to all the crazy stuff in the old world. So yeah, I really like this piece, and certainly far more dynamic than the older damsels. It's really nice color palette, interesting color scheme, just soft, natural colors, and really nice. I feel like, I don't know how many people are gonna want to buy this if it's resin though. I've never worked with forge roll resin, but I think I might make an exception because this looks really cool. I might want to get all the old world stuff. All right, Fulgrim. So yeah, he has a really big wing. This is really, really, really tall. It's huge wing. So this is for 30K. I don't know why they don't make it for both systems if it's him in his demon form, if that's how he appears in 40K and 30K. I don't know, is it going to be that much different in 40K? I don't know. I'm not totally hip to the lore in that section. Leave a comment below if you know something about it. But I mean, they probably will make a 40k version. They've made a 40k version of all the other Chaos Primarchs, so it's probably coming eventually too. So I guess I don't have that much to say. I don't know much about Horus Heresy. You know, it looks pretty. It looks nice. It looks very well crafted. Nice face and snakiness. I guess. Yeah, I guess I just don't have that much to say. But yeah, a bit disappointed. I was expecting a lot more from the old world section. I thought they were going to show like a general idea for when it's coming out, or more about core factions, or some starter bundles for Tomb Kings and Bretonnia. But yeah, this is good too. It's really nice. It's good. It's really good to see. So glad to see something. I just wish I could have gotten like even like a quarter of what the Space Marines got. But oh well. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments. Did you like the reveals? You guys more excited for 40k or the old world or Horus Heresy? Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys viewing my content. If you like it, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.